Hi there. Welcome to Monetize Your Business podcast conversations in partnership with FNB. My name is Hetty, the entrepreneur, and I am your host for this podcast conversation. Today's conversation is one that I'm really looking forward to. We're talking fashion, we're talking retail, we're talking proudly South African and proudly African products, which is something that's very dear to me, and also a space in which we've got some history with as well. But of course, as always, I'm not flying this plane on my own. I do have my co-pilot with me. Papa Biz, are you excited for this conversation?
Papa Biz, yeah, I'm looking forward to this conversation. This is somebody that I've actually had a lot of reverence for from even our previous journey within the retail space.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to this conversation with a fellow spirited individual.
Absolutely. Our guest for today's podcast conversation is Mapholo Ratau, who is the founder of Ledikana, which is a fashion and accessories brand here in South Africa. It is such a fantastic business. I've been following their journey for many, many years. I love the quality of their products. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm really looking forward to us digging a little bit deeper into the inspiration behind the brand and the formidable person behind the brand. Welcome to this conversation.
Thank you, Hetty. Thank you, Papas. I'm very happy to be here with you. I've been following you as well, and I was like, wow.
Listen to this.
We're really looking forward to this conversation. Yeah. I love your brand. Let me just put that disclaimer out there.
Oh, thank you very much.
I love your brand. I love everything that you do. Even when you walk into your stores, there's such genuine authenticity behind it. Proudly African, like, you know, you've built a brand that a person can feel so proud of, which is really great. So congratulations, first of all, on that.
But look at it, she's even wearing her, look at this.
She's wearing her brand.
Look at what, I mean, look here.
I love
Attention to detail.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are the faces of hope, faces of love, faces of faith.
That's fine.
Sorry. And yeah. This is it's just talking to all South Africans.
Yes.
This is of Ubuntu.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is who we are.
I love
Celebrating
it.
the South African cultures.
Absolutely.
Cultures in Africa.
Yes. I love that. I love to also get to the very root and beginning of a person's story and journey, because I find that when we do that, it gives us good context to understand them better. So can you tell us just a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you grew up, just that beginning context that will help us understand you better?
Okay. My name is Mapholo Ratau. I'm a mother of two. I am from Begersfort in Limpopo. Both my parents were teachers and they owned Mahapadona Poultry Farm.
Really?
First poultry farm in Begersfort.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes, back then. And that is where the inspiration of entrepreneurship comes from. So I grew up picking up eggs. I grew up selling chickens. I grew up helping my dad and my mom, you know, planting those vegetables. And my parents were employers back then of their relatives and communities at large.
Yes.
And I saw them helping people. I saw them empowering people. And I grew up with that, you know. So my primary level, secondary, high school, I was an entrepreneur. So the question is it genetical?
Yeah, because people always wonder, is it nature versus nurture, right?
Where does it come from?
Yes.
You know? So I don't know. So it is a combination of genetics and environmental factors together.
Yeah, I wonder because, you know, for like myself, I mean, I grew up in a place called Pampierstad, which is not that far off from Taung in the Northern Cape. And my parents were also teachers. you know. And when I'm hearing your story, I mean, I can relate, you know, quite a bit. The only difference is, you know, on my parents' side, I mean, my father would take quite a bit of extra work as an entrepreneur that he'd add on the side where, you know, he took up photography and things like that. And I look back, I'd wonder, my father was a mathematics teacher. Where did he get this thing about photography? But he wanted to add more income to the family to make us be able to move forward. We were a family of 3. And so it always left a seed in my mind that, cool, you can be a professional, but you're allowed to add something extra. Whereas I'm wondering for you, whether with your parents being teachers and having such this poultry farm, I'm almost imagining that this poultry farm and the business around it became actually even bigger than what their teaching profession was. Did you see it like that as well, or not really?
Definitely. It became so big that they ended up selling, you know, thatch.
Wow.
They were, you know, planting and selling vegetables. And they were just the biggest employers, you know, in Moroke community, Mahakala. So, yeah, that is where we got this from. And all my siblings as well. We've got professional careers, but we are entrepreneurs. We've got our side hustles.
Wow. And I guess that's, you know, in terms of what I was speaking to, because there's some people that I would have conversations with, you know, because I'm not sure you're aware, you know, Houghton and I, we have a background where we had over 2 decades of experience within the banking area. And there are many people that we'd talk with and they'd ask us, you know, why did you, I'm too afraid. And, you know, when you go back and you look at formative years and you look at the background of the individual, you actually start to put together the pieces why, for some people, it's such a far off concept to even think of adding something. They're just so afraid even of that idea. But when it comes to like us, I think our parents actually helped a lot.
They did. And I'm also a former banker.
Oh.
I'm still a banker as well.
Okay.
Yes. So another thing is when I was still a little girl, I used to go with my mother to town, to the bank. And when I went to banks then were Barclays Bank, Santam, Sambo, and I used to be fascinated by white ladies, you know, coming from the back office of the bank, you know, with high heels, you know, with red lipsticks. And I used to say to my mother, I'm going to be a banker one day, but not a teller. I'm going to work
At the back.
The authority.
Wear those stilettos, you know.
Yes.
And it was a dream come true. My first job was with the bank, First National Bank.
Okay.
Yes. And then I grew up in banking. I worked for all these big banks, FNB, Standard Bank. I worked for the JSE. I worked for RMB, and my last employer as well, a small bank.
Okay.
When did the bug then kind of bite you to think, you know what, I'm ready to actually open my own business of Ledikana?
So it started in 2011.
Okay.
You know, being in banking and with me being, you know, I like looking good. I feel good when I'm being stylish.
Yes.
And it was in 2011 and it was during my aunt's funeral. And then I had this little black hat and everybody just loved the hat, you know, at the funeral. And there, you know, many people asked, do you sell? And I was like, why are they asking me? So it means it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Then I had to just say, yes, I'm selling because I saw an opportunity of money. You know,
Yes.
I grew up making money. So that thing is within me.
Yeah.
In me. So I just had to lie to say, yes, I'm selling. I'm selling hats. And that was the beginning of everything. And Ledikana was born out of the love of hats and style, you know. So
that's amazing.
I was still in banking.
Yes.
And that, my passion, you know, became my business.
Yes. That's amazing. The name Ledikana I find to be fascinating. What does the name mean and what is the inspiration behind it?
The name Ledikana is my late mom's name.
Aha.
She used to be called Ledikana in her village. She was a teacher, as I said before, and she used to love heads.
Oh, I see.
And I didn't realize that I took, from
yes,
her.
Yes.
And she used to like heads. She used to like polka dots, and hence our logo is polka dotted.
Oh, I love
okay,
that.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yes. So it's just, everything is just in honor of her.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's
and
beautiful.
I mean, when you started by just voicing it out, okay, I'm selling. I mean, how did you go about starting from there? What was the process that you followed? Did you immediately start thinking, hey, I must find a funder? Or what was the process that you actually went through?
No, actually, what I did is, I took orders. When I left the funeral, I had about 10 orders.
Wow.
And luckily, all of them were from Johannesburg.
Yes.
And by Thursday, Friday, the following week, I had already delivered about 10 heads.
Wow.
Amazing.
That was the beginning of Ledikana, because I had to go back to the store where I bought my head.
Yes.
And on that head, I put some little things, to make it beautiful. So that was the beginning, the start of Ledikana in 2011.
Wow.
And I immediately said, this is in honor of my mother, who used to love heads. And I came up with the logo. And
that's
everything
amazing.
that is, and then I started with markets. Then I started going to, doing Rosebank markets.
Yes.
Rosebank rooftop market. Bluebird, Morningside, Kilani Mall, and that was when I was still in the bank. And then I had to hire my cousin to help me. So my working hours was like from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Yes.
So 7 o'clock, I was on the streets every single day.
Wow.
Until now.
Sure.
So I had to run Ledikana, and then I had to be a banker. And then over the weekend, I had to do markets. Morningside was on Saturdays. I don't know now. And then rooftop Rosebank was on Sundays. So I never rested, actually, ever since I started Ledikana in 2011. So, and it grew up, people, have shown interest, on heads. They loved the heads. I saw that gap. Then I started to make it work very well, to just make, them fashionable. And I worked with a factory in Cape Town, and there's some factories here in Johannesburg. And one thing led to another.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And in 2014, I got retrenched by my previous employer. But now, even before the retrenchment, I still wanted to leave my job. But I didn't have the guts because, looking at your salary.
Of course.
Yes.
And you like, if I leave, where am I going to get this money from, And at that time, I had my daughter at Rhodes University, and my son was starting high school. And there was, I cried when I got that retrenchment.
Of course. I mean, just imagine.
Yeah, it's quite devastating.
Definitely. Yeah. Because I think it's happening to most of the people.
Yeah.
But the only difference, people with me or with other people that are, are like myself, then it's very important to have a side hustle.
Absolutely. Something to fall back on.
Something to fall back on.
Yeah.
Whether you've got this beautiful job, you don't know what's going to happen.
True. True.
You don't know. And, it's very, very important to realize your gifts.
Yes.
Because everybody has got gifts. We are all gifted in various ways. You just have to identify what you are capable of, what you like, and, identify that particular things and your particular thing and your values as well.
Absolutely.
Because they go hand in hand.
Yeah, and I think, two things from there is just also just leaning into those gifts and sometimes even being put to a corner. And I'm glad that you shared that. I can let you know, my very first job, I was in an investment company. And within 18 months, while I was there, I got retrenched. And it was just such a shock because for me, I was thinking, this doesn't happen to me. I studied actuarial science. I was top of my class. And how can this happen to me? But this was the reality because, where I was, the role suddenly was not needed. And then it reminded me that, in everything that we're doing, you're actually fulfilling a specific role. And, it was one of those things where, even when we looked to start a business, I had in the back of my mind that job security, sometimes like we hold on to that, so tightly until it gets removed and you realize, whoa, why don't I have anything else, even just to bring 1,000 rand?
Yeah.
Even just 1,000 rand, I couldn't.
No job is a guarantee.
And at that time I was relying on my parents and my mother would send some money. And I was thinking, how did I end up in this position? And it motivated me so much throughout that I must add something on the side.
I think for everybody, everyone has to have something to fall back on.
Yes.
Because it comes as a shock. That is why some people can't take it. Some commit suicide.
Yeah, it's true. It's true because the impact is so heavy. Yeah.
You don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you wake up tomorrow and they say, last in, first out.
Yeah. Yeah. And you realize you're on the chopping block.
Me?
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So do you find that, when I was listening to you, you almost were discussing the stages, because we go through these discussions with people, even when we have the workshops, where there's certain individuals, they'll come and say, okay, I've got an idea. Who should I talk to get funding? And that was never, our journey, and I understand because it gets put out in the media and so on. And you exemplify that where funding, your first funders, your biggest funders are your customers. And okay, how do I find customers? No, you go and you find them. So like your story in terms of, okay, I opened my mouth and I said, I'm selling the hats. What did I do afterwards? I thought, where can I find more customers? And then I went to markets, and certain people, they're just so afraid to even be seen in a type of setting like that. But I don't know if it's the same for you. For me, going through that process, I remember when we used to go through markets, it was also the understanding that, I'm not that good with this now, but I'm actually learning the skill of how to sell. And from what I've read, this is one of the most important skills of an entrepreneur. And I can do it in this setting where none of my friends are around. I'm learning this skill.
Definitely it's true. Funding must come from you. So you must feel the pain of taking out money from your savings.
Yes.
Buying that item, or creating that item.
Yeah.
And go and sell it, and see what happens. So looking for funding, your first funder is yourself. And your savings.
Yeah.
And then the rest will follow.
The rest will follow.
Until today, I don't have a funder.
Yeah.
Everything came back from my 2011 savings.
Yes.
Sure.
That's amazing. I'm very inspired by the fact that you started out with markets, because sometimes I find that entrepreneurs, we're not always willing to get our hands dirty and to go onto the ground and to literally set up shop, engage with customers, let them touch, let them feel, also hear from them what they like, what they don't like, the feedback that they're giving us, etc. And I'm very inspired by the fact that Ledikana still does pop-ups and markets, etc. Tell me your motivation behind that and the importance of, no matter where you are in your journey, really putting yourself out there on the ground.
That is a very, very important point, Hitty, because what I have realized is people don't want to get their hands dirty.
Yeah.
They come to me and say, I want to put this in your shop. I'm like, this is your brand.
Yeah.
Go and do markets. No, I don't want to do markets.
Yeah.
I don't want to wake up early in the morning. So why are you in business?
Yeah.
They don't understand how. They ask me, how did you get the shop at the airport? And my answer is through dirty jobs. You know? Through dirty jobs. I have been waking up very, very early in the morning and doing markets. And the opportunity came through while I was doing those markets. So it's very important to be hands-on. And even after so many years, I still go and do pop-ups.
Yes.
I still wake up in the morning and go and do some exhibitions. And I often get comments like, you are everywhere. You are doing everything, you know. It is my brand.
Yes.
You know, it is my brand. And I'm very proud,
Yes.
you know, to hear my customers say, no, I like this. I don't like that. Why don't you do this? You know,
Yes.
we love this. I want to hear from my customers what
Yes.
they like and what they don't like.
Exactly.
And I'm very proud to be, you know, doing all that dirty work, even now.
Yeah.
Even now, I don't trust anyone. Okay, trust issues. But I feel very comfortable if I'm the one who's doing those exhibitions.
Yes.
Sure. And
I learn a lot.
Yeah. And I think that's good. I mean, I remember with us, I always had the viewpoint as we were growing and opening shops, which was that myself, we are not designers. We are entrepreneurs. We are business people. And I found that with the retail space, getting into retail, one very quickly had to learn different elements of entrepreneurship that I wonder if they would have been available elsewhere. And you've just spoken to one of them, which is that the importance of understanding and getting feedback from your customers, what they want. This is not about me. This is not about me pushing this onto them or so on. This is about being very specific in terms of, oh, okay, I need to service the gap in the market. Okay, what does the market want? Let me ask them. Then that's my job to service that gap in the market.
Definitely. It is through that, and it's very important. It's very, very important. So people are lazy.
Yeah.
Let me just put it
Yeah.
like
That's
that.
true.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
People are lazy. People want, they think entrepreneurship is, I don't know how to put it. It's like it's
Like a
something-
glamorous thing, you know? Yeah.
It's not.
It really
not.
isn't.
It's not.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's hectic. It's if I were to choose to be an entrepreneur and to just be somewhere, you know, earning money and doing nothing, and maybe I would choose that. But entrepreneurship is something else.
Yeah.
It will show you flames.
Yeah.
You have to be realistic, and retail is even more. You know?
Retail is tough, hey?
Retail is tough. You don't know what you're doing. You end up not knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You have to check everything, you know, stock take.
Yes.
You have to check employees. And you must know that people that work in retail retail doesn't have professional people.
Yes.
They
true.
come today and then they leave tomorrow.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. That's true.
They come this week and tomorrow they start telling you that, you know, their moms or relatives are sick. You know, their kids are sick. And sometimes they feel like if they see you doing this, they can do it themselves.
Yes.
That's another thing. Your employees want to become your competitors.
No, definitely. And I always say there's no copycat. And it goes with the anointing.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't matter if Hetty is doing this.
Yes.
I cannot copy from Hetty.
Yes.
Our journeys are not the same.
Absolutely.
Because we need to have a certain personality. We need to have certain, endurance.
Yes.
To withstand those challenges and to be persistent and to actually just stomach all those challenges that you're going to face. So there's no copycat, and retail is a real university of entrepreneurship.
No, for sure. Actually, what you're talking about reminds me of this saying that when one becomes an entrepreneur, especially full-time entrepreneur, you're finally able to sleep like a baby, because then you end up waking up every 3 hours crying. Because you're thinking, well, wait a minute, how did I sign up for this? I mean, it's nice, we get to be on podcasts and we're at different places, we meet people, and then out of the blue, you think, but how are you stealing from me as staff? I mean, how are you doing that to me? Now, how do you go through a process now to get rid of them and so on? Then you try and you think you're doing it correctly. Then you get a letter from the CCMA to say now you have to. But guys, they were stealing. What is supposed to happen now? But you haven't done this thing correctly, and then you actually just realize, wow, I'm actually so alone in this process because there's so much I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build a brand. I'm trying to build this. There's just so much I don't know, and there's so much help that I need.
That is why it's very important also to have mentors, to have coaches, to have a community of entrepreneurs, networking, so that you can meet other entrepreneurs and you share ideas.
Yes.
Because it becomes lonely out there. And there is a lot of I don't know how to go about it. So it's very important. Mentors are very, very important.
Yeah.
Because they will guide you.
Yes.
And they will show you the way, how to do things. And even the community at large. I like networking sessions, because you grow and you meet people.
Yes.
You must be out there. Some entrepreneurs are like, they don't want to get out there. They feel like, I don't want to go out meeting people. I like to be home. You cannot start a business and be at home.
No, you can't.
Who's going to buy your product or your service while you are at home?
Yeah.
You need to go out there. You need to socialize. You need to network with people. You need to hear what other people are doing so that, you've got less I don't know.
Yes.
Would you find that you may describe yourself more as introverted or more the other side?
Of an extrovert.
A combination of both.
Okay.
When I started, I had to question myself, few things. The first one was, okay, I like looking fabulous. I grew up selling chickens, so I'm not scared to sell. I'm not scared to approach people to sell. But I am a little bit shy. But now when coming to money, I'm not shy at all. That is something else. I'm a bit shy, but when coming to selling, I'm not shy. I'm not, because I know what I want. And I've got a tact of selling that.
Yes.
And so I said to myself, why not? I'm going for it.
Exactly.
And who will sell? Me, I will sell. But now as I'm growing older, I'm now becoming shy to sell.
Oh, my goodness.
My goodness.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Yes. But, those are the questions that one needs to ask.
Yes.
So passion and your values. What do you like?
Yeah.
If I do this, will this work?
Exactly.
Does this go with my personality?
Yes.
So if it goes with your personality, go for it.
Absolutely.
The most important thing is to start.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering
The rest will follow.
I'm wondering just quickly, Hetty, is that, there are going to be some people watching this and they're going to, cool, I'm doing markets now. They're going to be adding and it's like, okay, there's actually a purpose and I'm going to be growing this, which is great. At what point did you realize, okay, cool, I need to open up a physical shop? How did you get to that point? What was the experience like when you opened up your first shop?
Okay, so when I was doing markets, there were many other people that I was working with. And I used to go around, asking people, some were young people, some were old people. And I would ask, how long have you doing this? People will tell me for 15 years, for 10 years. I would go like 10 years and still doing this. 15. Is your company registered? No.
Hi, what do you mean?
Why? What do you mean? No, because of tax issues. You are still doing this because you don't want to register a company just because of tax issues. I said, no. Another thing is education. Education helps.
It does.
My background is compliance and governance. So I know for sure I didn't want to start a business and still picking up boxes.
Yes.
Even after 10 years or 15 years. Somehow, some way. That is why I registered my company, in 2014. And
sure.
I'm happy that we are 10 years old.
Hey, look at that. Yay.
Fantastic.
Lovely.
It hasn't come easy. A lot of challenges. But yes, we are 10 years and we are still in business.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing. And thanks to the Almighty.
Yes.
Because He's the one who's making everything possible.
Yes.
So, to come back to your question, I just didn't see myself picking up boxes for 10 years. And for me to grow, I know that, you have to start and then you have to scale your business.
Yes.
But you cannot scale your business not registering your business and not being compliant.
Yeah.
So you have to do things right. Register your business and, be able to go to the bank and open an account.
Yeah.
Don't operate your business account in your name, So, pay those taxes. Pay all those things that need to be paid.
Yes.
So that when the bank says, I can give you money,
yes,
then they give the PTY, like your company, not you, but
yes,
the company.
Yeah.
So I had to do all that and coming to the shop. I was doing markets. So I had a shop in Maboneng.
Okay.
And my shop didn't do well. I had to close it within 3 months.
Why do you think it wasn't doing well?
Because there were no customers. There were
Location.
no customers. Yeah.
Location. They say it 3 times and then we still go and put our business in the wrong location.
But sometimes we don't know. You only realize it's wrong.
Yes,
yes.
But it's very, very important.
Yeah.
Why? It came from my mission and my vision to say, who do I want to sell to?
Yes, yes.
I'm doing this. People at home know Sishweshwe, they know their cultures, even though I will still serve them. But who am I aiming to sell this to? Tourists.
Yes.
People that are coming to South Africa to experience the South African cultures.
Yes.
And I still want to serve my fellow South Africans, and celebrate their cultures in a modern way.
Yes.
So for me, the brand Ledikana in Maboneng was not well accepted, well received, because I had to battle and then I closed the shop. 3 months without even, selling anything.
Yes.
But now that was an eye-opener. You have to experience something.
Absolutely.
And after that, I continued with my markets until I found an opportunity at the airport. And at the airport, I didn't just find a shop like that. I had to start with a market.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I started. My nieces are always teasing me that, look at you.
Yeah.
You started with red tablecloths.
Yes.
Black tablecloths.
Yeah.
You know, I was driving a small car, Alfa Romeo, Giulietta, and I would pack all those tables
Yes.
in that small car
Sure.
and go to the airport. You know, the airport opens at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Sure.
6 o'clock in the morning, everything is set up.
Sure.
And until, you know, I did that for, you know, few weeks, 3 months. And then my proposal came off.
Yes.
And then, but now customers loved my products.
Amazing.
Then they had to go to the authorities to say, where is that lady who used to sell stuff here?
Yes.
We want her back, you know.
Wow.
Then I had to be called, and there was another opportunity. I grabbed it.
That's
and that was the
beautiful.
beginning of everything.
That is so amazing. And, you know, one of the things you mentioned about how we view entrepreneurship as glamorous, particularly within the online space, because we always see these success stories. But retail is quite tricky. Often at times I find that the best retailers that win are those that have got huge budgets, huge cash injection, you know, they're huge conglomerates. But as a small business, opening up in the airport and also opening up at various malls, etc., what are some of the challenges that you've experienced within retail in those spaces?
A lot. I mean, at the airport, I started off with only 2 dresses. 2 dresses.
Really?
Sure.
Yes. And the rest were like my hats that I used to
Okay.
sell at the markets, my clutch bags, but definitely only 2 dresses. And they were bought on the first day.
Hey,
Sure.
look
Hey.
at that. That's great.
And it was December
Yeah.
2014 when
Yeah.
I opened the shop at the airport. And I said to my seamstresses, now you don't sleep. Tomorrow I want more.
We keep
and
going.
Tomorrow we keep going. And definitely we worked, you know, through Christmas.
Wow.
Yes. We worked through Christmas. It was like 2 dresses, 4 dresses, 3 dresses, you know, every day, every single day. And it was December, so things were happening.
Yeah.
Ponchos, this, that. But it was tough. It was tough in such a way that the hours were long
I can imagine, yeah.
and no staff.
Sure.
It was.
You have to be hands-on.
I had to be hands-on from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock.
Yo.
Almost every day. I had someone assisting me, and it was tough. And then Christmas time, we still open.
Wow.
Sure.
We don't close. Christmas, New Year, no holidays.
Wow.
So I had to work. I had to work through that. And another thing is, you know, like stealing.
Yes.
You know,
That thing.
you hire somebody.
Yeah.
When you do stock take, things are missing.
Missing.
Things are missing. Yeah.
People are stealing from you. The people that you are trusting,
And you're
the
trusting
most,
them, you know?
Yeah.
they are stealing from you.
And it's heartbreaking,
it's
hey,
very,
when
very
that
heartbreaking.
happens.
They don't realize. And then what do? Go, you know, because you cannot hire people to come and steal from you. But now, some are doing it. We don't see them, but now we see them afterwards.
Yes.
But it's very heartbreaking. Another thing is, you know, there are so many things that you need to consider when you open a retail store, like insurances.
Yes.
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 You know, speed points, you know, Wi-Fi. You know, those are operational costs that are hidden.
Yes.
You know, and people don't understand when someone says, I want to bring something to your store. They just think that, you know.
Yeah.
It just.
It's
Yeah,
easy.
it's
Meanwhile, you're
easy.
absorbing the operational
costs.
costs.
Yes. And then when you tell them, this is how much I'm going to charge you, they say, you're taking my whole profit.
You
They don't even know the costs that are involved.
No,
Yeah.
definitely. They don't understand that.
And those costs are fixed costs every
Those are
month.
Fixed costs every month. It's those insurances, salaries, everything. It's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are the challenges that people don't realize. But also, working hours and many other things. You don't have reliable shop assistants.
Yes.
They come today, they're gone tomorrow. And you cannot always be in the store.
That's
you
the
also
thing.
have to rest. Yeah.
Yes.
I think, even as we nearing towards wrapping up, one of the things that I've really liked is, as you've been speaking, is just in terms of with all the challenges. It's interesting because we still, at the end of the day, it's something that builds a fire in us that we're growing something, and then one looks back and think, I started in these markets and so on, and that was it. And then now I've got a shop here. That's a stressful shop. But I've got a shop there. Oh, I like that shop. And one's able to grow, and it actually brings a sense of fulfillment, doesn't it? To see it's like your baby growing.
No, definitely. Because now when I was at the airport, you don't know what's going to happen at the airport.
True.
So, and most of the people said to me, we can't always be coming to the airport,
Yes.
coming from Fourways, coming from Sandton. We cannot always be coming to the airport. That is the importance of selling your products. You hear what customers are saying.
True.
Then I had to look for an alternative shop. So I was here, all this, I'm a banker. And this fashion thing, okay, yes, I understand it, or I understood it, but not like that. So I
Yes.
had my niece, Matsela Moshokwa, who is a fashion designer, who actually played a very huge role in Ledikana.
Oh, wow.
So she mentored me,
Oh, wow.
and she was with me. She's still a creative director in the company. So she's the one, we were like doing all this together. And then we checked other locations, but finally we found Melrose Arch.
Okay. I see.
Because I know that one quite well as well, yeah.
We found Melrose Arch, and it worked very well because we had 2 hotels
Sure.
back then, and then it was just next to the M1
Yes.
highway, so it's like,
Yeah.
it's easily accessible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now things have changed over the years.
Of course. Yeah.
With all the challenges, with all the economic downturn and COVID.
Hey,
and all
COVID.
those-
Aye, that thing.
Yeah, sometimes
all those challenges.
we're
COVID.
forced to restructure.
Yeah, no, definitely. We forced to restructure. And also the online store is now. Yes, people are now buying online. So those are the challenges and the things that are happening now. And you must always review.
Yes.
Review your strategies, review the business itself,
Yes.
and be, you must always strive to be unique.
Yeah.
To be on point.
Absolutely.
To be relevant.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's not easy at
No,
all.
it doesn't come automatically. You
Yeah.
have to be versatile.
Yes.
Understand this issue.
Got to be agile, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
Absolutely. In closing, where do you see the future of Ledikana going? You've got such a beautiful story, from randomly being able to see an opportunity to sell your hats, to finding your way through these different markets, to building a formidable household name brand. If you say Ledikana, there are few people who don't know what you're talking about. To being at the airport, which means that you're not just a fashion brand, but you're actually a brand ambassador for our country. Through your
Yeah. If you don't know, we're here to tell you.
absolutely, because that is the gateway, you know.
No, definitely.
So you've done so formidably well. Where do you see the future?
The future of Ledikana is still, in, a lifestyle brand.
Yes.
But we have now reviewed our strategy and we have identified other markets.
Aha.
And retail is not one of them. We have been in retail for 10 years. We will still be in retail, but on a lesser scale.
Okay.
But yes, we are still in retail. We are not going anywhere.
Yes.
But we have explored now our new markets.
So you're going to spread your wings.
So we are spreading our wings
Nice.
into new markets
That's great.
and doing less of retail. And the online store will still be there. Some retail stores will still be there. But we are now venturing into new markets.
Wonderful.
That's
Very good.
And in few months' time, you will see.
That's exciting. We'll have to bring you back so that we bring the next chapter
Yes,
of
but we will still
Ledikana.
be a lifestyle brand,
Yes.
but doing exciting things in other markets.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's fantastic. Very, very inspiring, Papa. What have been your takeaways from today's conversation?
I think one of the key takeaways, I'm just reminded about the importance of actually, when you're starting a business, going to your customers.
Yeah.
Going to your customers and not being afraid to go and find them where they're at. I mean, the fact that you went, even at the beginning, understood to go to the different markets and you really took your time to invest there. It's just something that highlighted me that importance, but also doing it with a purpose. Because like you spoke about, you don't want to be one of those people where all you're doing is markets for 15 years. You got to think a bit bigger. As I'm doing this, there's a purpose, there's a growth strategy that I'm following with this, and it allows for that type of strategic identification and shift. And even now, as you're talking in terms of the future for Ledikana, you're still talking about reviewing strategy. And that's one of the benefits of entrepreneurship as opposed to a big corporate, is that we do have that ability to be agile. When we see that something is not working, we can change in direction to go and add something else. And even as you spoke about through networking, one can be able to get different ideas through our networking in terms of, I should add that element. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So that's really, thanks for that feedback. Yeah.
It is very, very important to network, because some of the strategies that we have now, we wouldn't have had them without networking.
Yeah.
So they came through networking.
Amazing. Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
but I would encourage each and every entrepreneur to get out,
Yes.
out of the house.
Yes.
Go and see what other people are doing.
Exactly.
Attend to those,
Yeah.
forums, attend to those networking sessions. Don't just be at home.
Yes.
Go
Yes.
out. Even if you don't have a business,
Yeah.
just go out and see what other people are doing. It's very, very important, because I'm telling you, the formal job is not secured.
Yes.
I never thought I would get
Retrenched. Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
And it comes when you don't think.
Yes. When it's least expected.
Least expected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now, please, guys, just think about something else.
Yes. Yes.
It's your career. Yes, you've got all those qualifications. We do have those degrees. We do have those honors and masters and postgraduate diplomas. But when retrenchment hits,
Yeah.
It just hits.
It doesn't discriminate.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
And then Hetty, on sorry, what did you pick up maybe just as a closing off as well? Yeah.
I think for me, my biggest takeaway has really been just being inspired by your story. I think what you have reminded me today is the importance of, in entrepreneurship, it's taking one foot in front of the other. Sometimes we have a picture, but we don't have the full picture. It's not the full staircase. We don't know where it's leading us. But somebody asks you, oh my gosh, that's a beautiful hat. Oh, I'm selling. Yes, I am selling. I can get it from you. I can get it for you. And then just from that, the next step becomes available. And then from that, you do markets. The next step becomes available. You open retail stores. You expand your product offering. So sometimes we don't always have to have the full picture in the beginning. We just have to be willing to take the next step, and it unravels. And I think towards the end, what you've also inspired me with is to say that even when you've been doing something for 10 or 15 years, the story doesn't have to end there. You can actually begin to spread your wings and say, what else is available? What else can we spread into? So that for me is very inspiring as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. And then just before you close off, I just want to obviously just thank you. Hetty did mention it, and really take it to heart. Thank you for having been a brand ambassador for South Africa.
Oh, thank you so
really take
much.
that to heart. You have been that. As we come in from the airport, as we're leaving, we see that, oh, okay. And especially even those from outside. Thank you for having been that for us for so long.
Thank you so much. And it is Tourism Month. And I'm happy that I am in tourism as well.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Wow, that brings us to the end of this very, very inspiring podcast conversation with Mapholo Ratau, who is just absolutely amazing, the founder of the brand Ledikana. I've been truly inspired, and I hope that you have too. And if you want to plug into those communities where you can network, connect with other entrepreneurs, exchange ideas, meet new people, then make sure that you are following on all social media platforms. It's Monetize Your Business, where you will then be able to register for our upcoming workshops. And yeah, it's been such a fantastic episode. Let us know in the comment section what really resonated with you and what you loved the most. So that's Monetize Your Business in partnership with FNB. Until our next episode, bye-bye for now. So we've heard all about mentorship, but are you looking for a physical platform that you can plug into? Well, I've got good news for you. Monetize Your Business workshops in partnership with FNB have been designed exactly for you. If you are an entrepreneur based within the township, then we are coming to you. Monetize Your Business workshops are a fantastic platform where you can get access to masterclasses, fireside chats, networking, and you can also pitch your business for an amazing cash prize, a good boost into your business to help you grow and scale your business. You also have an opportunity to exhibit your products and services to a buying customer base and audience. So if this is something that you're interested in, hurry right now, run, don't walk to www.monetizeyourbusiness.co.za.